If I had to sum up today's entire video in a single word, it would be predictable. Now, I'm no expert in scamming, but I feel like usually when it comes to grifting, swindling people, etc., the idea is to not let them know that what you're offering is a total ripoff. But today we're looking at a couple who decided to take the opposite approach and instead made it so clear to anybody that if you pay for their product, you are absolutely paying for trash that's not going to work. Is that innovation or incompetence? I'll let you decide. But the predictable part is, it didn't work, and now their company is crashing and burning, and they're trying to cash out while taking no responsibility for their absolute scam. I'm talking, of course, about the couple behind the Humane AI pin, aka the most worthless piece of technology to ever hit the market. But first, welcome. My name is D'Angelo, and I am your professor of granular chromatic ascension, which is a very real degree that I definitely do have. Or maybe this is just me broadcasting myself talking in my room like YouTube used to be. And in today's lecture, we'll be looking at a much needed update from the creators behind Humane AI Pin, who are now in the New York Times trying to run insane damage control, which is doing a very poor job of hiding the fact that the company they were running was a complete disaster from top to bottom. And the worst thing is, the article almost makes it seem like everyone involved knew that this was doomed from the start. Though it doesn't take a genius to guess that. In fact, one only needs to look back at their announcement video. The absurd thing is just how quickly this all went downhill, because their announcement video actually only came out 10 months ago. This is the Humane AI pin. So says Humane, which is absolutely the most unsettling company name I've ever heard.
Welcome to Humane.
So these are our villains of the week. Husband and wife couple, Imran and Bethany. I say of the week as if I haven't been uploading every day. These are our villains for the duration of this video.
This is the Humane AI pin.
So some early warnings that maybe this was headed for disaster include this phrase.
We don't do apps. Humane's OS runs AI experiences.
Well, gotta set an alarm on my Humane AI pin. Let me open the clock experience. Like, why are we trying to move past apps right now? I'm sure the time will come. I'm sure it will, but we don't do apps is just the tip of the iceberg, because as it turns out, they don't do anything.
Play songs from famous sci-fi films. I've got my music controls.
Even in their demo, this thing is painfully slow. And sure, the projector readout is cool, I guess. But you know what I also think is cool? Being able to read screens. This looks like me trying to read something in a dream.
Tell Andrew I'll be there later tonight.
Your message to Andrew says I'll be there later tonight.
Andrew, you better run. They're coming for you. They're gonna strap you down and subject you to AI experiences.
Make me sound more excited.
Your message to Andrew says I'll be there later tonight. Can't wait.
There's just something odd, something a little off about this entire thing, as you can see. But what's most striking is the fact that this device hasn't actually done anything unique, right? We're almost halfway through the presentation and we've played a song, sent a message. These are all things you can do on a phone without even holding it now.
What's the gate code that Andrew sent me?
The gate code that Andrew sent is 7361.
It's so bad that they are having to make these very normal features sound like they're a big thing.
Before, I'd have to scroll through a long text chain to the last time I went to Andrew's house.
No, you would not, Imran. You would just have to open your text app and search gate code, aka the thing you just did, but faster. Like, what do you mean?
And one last accessory we'd like to show you is our charge case. This charge case can hold your entire AI pin along with a battery booster.
There's one other thing the charge case can do, but that will all be revealed later.
Okay, so the details. The AI pin starts at $6.99.
No. Also, you know it's not a good sign when the very first recommended video immediately underneath this is, I tested the Humane AI pin. It's not good. The Humane AI pin solves nothing and makes me feel stupid. Beyond bad. So bad. By far though, I think my favorite title was Marques Brownlee's The Worst Product I've Ever Reviewed. You probably don't want the guy who has uploaded 1,600 different videos reviewing products to say that yours is objectively the worst he's ever reviewed. And so what were the reviews complaining about, pray tell? Mostly the fact that even among the very limited features it was offering in the beginning, it couldn't even perform those correctly. And so it really raises the question, did they know? Was there any inkling behind those eyes that they were really just pulling a fast one on everybody? A fast one which was about as slow as the humane AI pin itself? According to this New York Times profile from a little while back, the answer is yes. This is going to be painful, so says the headline about how a bold AI device flopped. Bold is definitely a way of describing it, yes. Days before gadget reviewers weighed in on the humane AI pin, the founders, Imran and Bethany, gathered their employees and encouraged them to brace themselves. The reviews might be disappointing. I can just imagine that company meeting now. Just remember, you guys, we don't do reviews. We do experiences. Okay, robot, make my speech sound more exciting. So apparently, not even Humane's excessive ad spend, including getting models to wear it at Paris Fashion Week, which look just as stupid as you would imagine. Not even this was enough to save a device that was, quote, totally broken and had glaring flaws, according to reviewers. And here's the crazy part. About 1 week after the reviews came out, Humane started talking to HP, the computer and printer company, about selling itself for more than $1 billion. You cannot convince me that there was any other plan from the beginning other than this. I genuinely believe these people's intention was to just make something and then try to cash out before anybody realized how disastrous their product actually was. Humane managed a new funding round that would value it at $1.1 billion. Now listen, my degree is not in the economy, okay? It was in, what did I even say this time? Granular chromatic ascension, whatever that means. But even with my woefully non-expert opinion, I feel pretty confident saying that this company is not worth $1.1 billion. Super hot take. So even before the device came out, the company had already raised almost $250 million from people like the CEO of ChatGPT's manufacturer. And I guess this $1 billion valuation was based on its enormous ambition and promise. And I mean, if this is all it takes, then where is my $1 billion? Like, hello, I have ambition. Give me the $1 billion. I'd keep enough of it so that I never, ever had to think about money ever again. And then I'd realize I still have 99% of it left. And so obviously I would just spend the rest of my life hoarding it. Like an awful dragon. No, don't tax me. I want to be a trillionaire, not a billionaire. Please, oh my God, it's so important that I keep all of this money. I can already hear the comments like, oh, they donate so much. They do so much. Can you donate me some silence? Can you do that charity work for me right now? So as it turns out, as of a few months ago, Humane had only received 10,000 orders, which was 10% of what they were trying to sell. That is so underwhelming. But hold on a second though. 10,000 times 700. So y'all made $7 million. Good news, guys. You only need 993 million more to reach that valuation. Hopefully your ambition will help close the gap a little bit. But it turns out abysmal sales were just the beginning. Employees were leaving. People were canceling their orders left and right. And right when this article was published, Humane asked customers to stop using the AI pin charging case because of a fire risk associated with its battery. Y'all are out here trying to bag $1 billion when you are selling people portable fire hazards. How do you mess up this badly? You don't know everything before you launch, Bethany said. And Imran said, we definitely wish that we were able to resolve some of those things a little bit differently. What about resolving them at all? You ever just sit around thinking like, man, I wish we could have resolved the climate crisis differently. Like, what do you mean? The planet's still on fire, like an AI pin charging case. If the Earth is a charging case, what are we charging? I don't know about you, but I'm charging $699 for my new product, baby. As you can see, it's extremely thin. It's got our satisfaction guarantee. Hey, sticky note, send a message. Anyway, back to AI pin catching fire. Many current and former employees said that Bethany and Imran preferred positivity over criticism, leading them to disregard warnings about the AI pin's poor battery life and power consumption. And it turns out they were out here firing people who were bringing up valid concerns about the product. Concerns like, hey, this doesn't work at all. So Imran and Stephanie, who both worked at Apple, started Humane in 2019. They set out to create a lapel pin that clips to clothing with a magnet. It definitely does that, so that's at least one feature that works. You know something I wonder? When you have like partners in crime, obviously not accusing them of literally being criminals, but when you have like a Silicon Valley Bonnie and Clyde type situation, do you talk about it with each other? Or do you just pretend like you're on the up and up? You think Bethany's getting her Starbucks like, yeah, I can't wait to scam those investors. Imran's like, yeah, can you believe they valued us at $1 billion just based off of our ambition? Right? At most, our ambition's worth like $500 million. Or are they completely delusional all the time? You know, we're about to disrupt the phone industry so hard. We don't do apps. No, we do not do apps. What if their whole relationship is just an AI experience for them? And look, I know the word scammers strong, but seeing as Humane knew that their little laser display caused it to overheat, and before showing the gadget to prospective partners and investors, Humane executives often chilled it on ice packs so it would last longer. And you know, one can assume that that was a prototype, so in some ways that's understandable, but seeing as they didn't really fix the battery issue and their solution is just to give everybody the big charging case instead because they know it's gonna die, you know, maybe they should have waited a little bit. It honestly sounds like working for this startup was a special kind of hell. Employees were fired for violating company policy by talking negatively about Humane. Imran caught wind of that and he was like, message that employee, I'm on my way. But I guess Humane's current take is that after the horrific reviews, it has since worked on the device's issues by doing cool things like adding more voice navigation options as well as sound effects to make it easier to use. What about the issue where I don't need the device at all because I already have a phone? Are you guys gonna resolve that one? But no, according to them, their updates are going to improve battery life by 25% and cut the device's response time to 2 seconds. I can't even say like, oh, good on them for, I guess, updating it, because this should never have been a problem in the first place. But these people never cared in the first place about releasing a functional product. According to this article, Humane had enough money to release its device, but was trying to raise even more. We just want to build, says Stephanie, and we have to look at how best we fund that. Yeah, skimping out and buying cheapo fire hazard batteries while simultaneously spending a bunch of money to advertise something that's not ready at Paris Fashion Week. Who wouldn't want to give these two more money? Can't wait to see what they do with it next. Can't wait for the AI Pin 2, where it has a screen, but it's not a phone. It's a phone experience. But you know what? To be absolutely fair, some time has passed since that article we just finished, so maybe if we look at the latest news on the Humane AI pin, things will be a little different. People are returning Humane AI pins faster than Humane can sell them. The company is scrambling to stabilize as it hits $1 million in total returns against $9 million in sales. Dear God. So first you only hit like 10% of your target revenue, and then you had to wind up refunding over 10% of that fraction you made. Between May and August, more AI pins were returned than purchased. As of today, the number of units still in customers' hands has fallen closer to 7,000. That's a far cry from that 10,000 they had even at the time of the New York Times article. But Humane is stomping their feet right now, and they're like, no, guys, it's not true. A spokesperson for Humane said there were inaccuracies to The Verge's reporting, including the financial data. But when pressed about the specifics of those inaccuracies, they said, we have nothing else to provide as we do not comment on financial data and will refer it to our legal counsel. That's very convincing, Humane, very convincing. We're wrong, but you can't tell us how and in what way, just that we are. The Verge also points out that once Humane receives a returned pin, it has no way to refurbish it and it becomes e-waste. Humane can't even sell it again because the way they're set up, somehow it's impossible to reassign a pin to a new user once it's been assigned to someone. How can you not factory data reset this thing? Y'all are messing up in ways I didn't even know were possible. Why are there any sales at all at this point? Wonders this befuddled Verge commenter. After the reviews came out highlighting it has less than no value, why would anyone still get one? And I think this reply is actually kind of amazing. Lots of people march to their own beat. This is like the nicest, most compassionate way of calling someone dumb as hell that I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, he kind of got scammed out of $700, but he was on his own timing. You know, he does things his own way. But no, to be clear, I would say that purchasing one of these is in fact dumb as hell. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you thought the reviewers all got bad copies. Maybe you were waiting on Humane to fix it. But at this point, going forward, please do not give Humane any more of your money. But yeah, Imran and Bethany, dude. You can tell, too. You can tell, like, they're giving ex-Apple employees who are here to scam you. But I can't lie, they are very fun to talk about, so there's that, at least. But that's my take on the situation. Dave's take is that you should invest in Inhumane, his new startup. The name is like a reverse psychology thing. I've tried to explain it's not a good name. And I'm, of course, excited to hear your take. I mean, this is the part of the video where a layman would ask you to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. But I will ask you to enroll, evaluate the video, and submit your feedback. Because I am running a 100% completely, all the way, mostly, somewhat, okay, maybe unaccredited university. Probably. Just ask anybody in the student body and they'll confirm it for you. We're totally legit. And as for me, whether you'll see me in 24 hours or 24 months is honestly anyone's guess, but until then, thanks for watching. Your homework for today will be completed for you via AI because we no longer do learning, we do learning experiences.